So maybe you clicked on the video because you're just wondering if your opinion is going to agree with mine. Maybe you're looking at these two events and you want to try one, but you're not quite sure which one is the best fit for you. Or maybe you're just here because you're wondering what the hell a DEKA and a HYROX is.
Are you stupid or something?
Whatever the reason, hopefully your questions are answered by the end of this video, because today we will be comparing the new functional fitness competitions that are growing in popularity, the Spartan DEKA versus HYROX races. Before we even get into it, let me just prove that I have at least a little experience in both of these races by showing you one of my 4 Spartan DEKA medals and my HYROX finisher patch. And I know what you're thinking. 1 medal, 1 patch? What the hell's going on here? We'll get into that later. Just a quick little side note, while editing this video, I realize it is gonna be quite long. I'm gonna put the timestamps in the description, so in case you already know the workouts, you can jump to category 2 or category 3. All right, back to the video. So let's answer the biggest question first. What the hell is a DEKA and a HYROX? These two races are very, very similar, which is why we're comparing them today. They are both functional fitness races. This is a growing trend that is gaining popularity as the years go by. I know I found out about it this year from a friend of mine, and I signed up right away for both of them. But getting into category number 1, difficulty, let's go over what you guys are probably all wondering. What are the exercises involved in each of these races? Now, as I said, they are both very, very similar. However, DEKA consists of 10 different workouts with a run in between each one, and HYROX consists of 8 different workouts with a run in between each one. DEKA has 3 different levels. They have the DEKA Strong, the DEKA Mile, and the DEKA Fit. The DEKA Strong, no running. Just 10 workouts back to back, get through them as fast as you can. DEKA Mile is exactly what it sounds like. It's all 10 of those workouts with a 0.1 mile run in between each workout, adding up to a mile at the end. Now DEKA Fit, which is the one that I have not done, which is the one I'll be running at the World Championship race, is the same 10 workouts, of course, but it's a 500-meter run in between each workout, adding up to a 5K at the end. Now in comparison, HYROX are the same 8 workouts at every single event. Every event is the same, even if the layout changes a little bit because of the different venues that they hold them at. It's the same workouts, same distances, same weight. HYROX are 8 different workouts with a 1 kilometer run in between each workout, totaling obviously 8 kilometers at the end. Now each of these races starts with the run, so you start with a run and end with a workout. Now with that being said, let's get into the workouts. All right, so DEKA's first workout is 30 alternating reverse lunges with a 55-pound ram on your back. And if you don't know what a ram is, don't worry, neither did I, and neither do most people that do this sport. It's just a cylinder-shaped piece of equipment that's maybe 2 or so feet long. I'm just going by memory. I didn't look it up or anything, so don't judge me if I'm wrong by a little bit. And they come in different weights. Now, because I run in the men's division in Spartan DEKA, I will be using a 55-pound ram on my back, and I have to do 30 alternating reverse lunges. Now, in comparison, after your first run in HYROX, you jump right into a 1,000-meter ski erg. Now, if you don't know what a ski erg is, because a lot of gyms don't have them, it's just a simple torture device that simulates pushing yourself with ski poles, but don't get it twisted because I am a skier and pushing yourself with ski poles does not feel like that damn thing. Now the second workout in DEKA after your run, if you're doing the DEKA Mile or the DEKA Fit, if you're doing the DEKA Strong, you're just jumping from workout to workout to workout with no runs in between. But I'm not going to keep saying that between every workout. We're talking about the DEKA Fit and the DEKA Mile here. So you do a 500-meter row, Pretty simple. You run up, jump on the rowing machine. It's already set for 500 meters, and you just row until it's done. In comparison, the second workout for HYROX is a 50-meter sled push with 125 kilograms on that sled. This was not easy. I went out there after training for it thinking that I was gonna be all right, and I got my butt kicked. So if you're gonna choose HYROX at the end of this video, just know you gotta train for the sled push and the sled pull to come. All right, number 3 in DEKA is 20 step-ups or box jumps on a 24-inch box. Pretty simple. I always do the step-ups because I think it's faster and I think it saves energy. I don't really care about which one's harder. I'm not trying to look cool. I'm trying to get the best time that I can get. So if the step-ups are faster, that's the one I'm gonna do. But hey, do you. In comparison, the third workout for HYROX is a 50-meter sled pull with 75 kilograms on that sled. Again, train for this if you're gonna do a HYROX race, because these two things, the sled pull and the sled push, both surprised me a lot at how difficult they were, even though I trained for them. All right, fourth workout for DEKA, 25 medicine ball sit-up throws. And you gotta do this with a 20-pound medicine ball. It's actually not too bad. I've only ran, as I said, the Spartan Strong and the Spartan Mile, and these took place in a smaller little local gym that was holding the event, and we didn't have the actual platform that you see in the bigger DEKA Fit events. So what we did is we went behind our head, had to touch the ground, come up in a sit-up, and touch the ground between our legs with the medicine ball, and had to do that 20 times instead of actually throwing the ball up. But I believe it's a 4-foot-high little target that you have to hit on each one. I will find out in a couple weeks at the World Championship race. Going into number 4 for HYROX is a 80-meter burpee broad jump. This is freaking brutal. Burpees suck. We all hate them. If you like burpees, there's something freaking wrong with you, and I don't trust you. This, again, was very tiring and taxing, but hey, if you're good at burpees, if you could jump far, you'll be all right. Okay, at this point, you are halfway through your HYROX workout, and we're going into the 5th workout of DEKA. The 5th workout of DEKA is a 500-meter ski erg. Already explained to you what the ski erg is, but in comparison to the HYROX ski erg that you did for workout number 1, the DEKA one is only a 500-meter one, which is considerably easier because it's half the distance, obviously. Very similar to the 500 meters you'll be doing on the ski erg in DEKA, your number 5 workout for HYROX is a 1,000-meter row. So again, you're gonna be on there for 1,000 meters, which is double the distance that you do in the DEKA race, means twice as hard, twice as long, and twice as tiring. All right, number 6 workout for DEKA. It's a 100-meter farmer's carry with 60-pound dumbbells. And I specifically mentioned dumbbells because for me, dumbbells are harder to carry than kettlebells. And not only are they harder to carry, as Spartan DEKA, you are not allowed to use chalk. It is a specific rule that you cannot use chalk. Now, in comparison, the number 6 workout for HYROX is the same damn thing. It's also a farmer's carry, but it's a 200-meter farmer's carry with 24-kilogram kettlebells. Now, again, kettlebells, for me at least, are easier to carry than dumbbells, but you gotta go much, much further with them. However, not only can you use chalk at HYROX, they supply it. At least they did at my race when I raced the New York HYROX back in March. All right, number 7 workout for DEKA. This one's a doozy. It's a 25-calorie air bike ride. Now, if you've ever been on these air bikes, they're the ones that make a lot of noise. You go back and forth, ah, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, they frickin' suck. Not only do they suck, they are hard as hell, and those calories tick by very, very slowly. At least they feel like they do when you're on that damn thing. Now, a lot of people say that this is the hardest workout in a Spartan DEKA race because it is pretty far along in the race and it is extremely taxing and it involves tons of cardiovascular strength that most people just don't have left at that point in the race. But if you get through it, you're almost done and you only have a couple more workouts till you get that amazing medal around your neck. All right, so in comparison, the number 7 workout for HYROX is 100 meters of sandbag lunges. Not only is it 100 meters of sandbag lunges, that freaking sandbag weighs 20 kilograms. And if you think you're gonna get by doing these little half-ass lunges through a HYROX race, you're sadly mistaken. Those judges are little hard asses when it comes to the rules. They're gonna make sure that your knees touch on every single lunge and that you're standing up fully in between each rep. If you don't, that rep isn't counting and you're gonna do it again. And they don't care how mad you get. Trust me, I got into arguments with the head judge during the very last exercise of the HYROX competition. And it turns out I was actually wrong and they were totally right and I felt like an idiot. The 8th workout for Spartan DEKA is 20 dead ball wall overs. It's a 4-foot or so wall and a 60-pound ball. Just have to pick it up off the ground and throw it up over the wall, go around to the other side and throw it back. All right, going into the very final workout of your HYROX race, and this is the hardest one of all. Take it from me. Ask anybody that has done HYROX. These are freaking brutal, and you are done at this point, and you're running on your mental toughness alone. You have to do 100 medicine ball wall balls. These involve throwing the ball pretty darn high, hitting a tiny little target, catching it, landing in a squat, and going up for the next one. Your squat has to go past 90 degrees. Again, those judges will be watching. This is where I got into the argument with the head judge. If you do not go past 90 degrees, that rep will not count, and they, again, don't care how mad you get. You will be doing 100 proper wall balls before you cross that finish line. So you're all done with HYROX. All right, let's finish up with DEKA and let's get that DEKA medal. The number 9 workout for DEKA is a 100-meter tank push and pull. Now, a tank is just like a sled. It's just a cool new device that instead of adding weight, you change a little lever from 1, 2, or 3, I believe. I really have no idea what that equates to, but I do know it is a hell of a lot easier than the sled push and pull in HYROX. I do know that, and it doesn't scare me nearly as much as the HYROX one. All right, so finishing up our Spartan DEKA race, we're coming into the number 10 workout. And of course, like HYROX, they want to kill you with the last one. It is 20 weighted ram burpees. Now this time, unlike the first workout where you're using that 55-pound ram, this time you're only using a 44-pound ram, but trust me, a ram burpee makes regular burpees feel like a walk in the park. Okay, so I know that was kind of long, but it had to be done. We had to go through each of the workouts so you know which one is harder and which one is right for you. All right, so let's take a look at what we just went over. Now, DEKA has 10 workouts, HYROX has 8. HYROX's runs are longer. The weights are somewhat comparable, but the HYROX distances are much longer. So with all of that being said, and after running both of these races, I have to say that even though in DEKA Fit the distance increases from 0.1 mile run to a 500 meter run, all of the workouts are the same. And I don't think that that increase in distance and running is really gonna make it that much more difficult. So I'm pretty confident when I say that HYROX is the tougher race to do. Now, with that being said, both of these, DEKA and HYROX, both chose exercises that any relative fitness level can go out and accomplish, and that's what's awesome about these races. So let's take a look at category number 2, accessibility. How many races are available for you to participate in? Now, these numbers are very different. I went through on both the Spartan DEKA and the HYROX websites, and I tried to count every race that they had available through the 2022 season. And let me tell you, the numbers that I came up with, they're quite shocking. Now, these numbers might be a little bit unfair because, as I mentioned, DEKA has 3 different levels. The DEKA Strong, the DEKA Mild, and the DEKA Fit. So that means that there are a lot more options available to you. HYROX are all the same, and apparently they only happen in major cities as of right now. So DEKA, I was able to count 363 races. And this is why I say don't quote me on it, because for all I know, I could have missed a couple, but you get the idea. 363 races that consist of either a DEKA Mile, a DEKA Strong, or a DEKA Fit event. As for HYROX, the number I counted was 7. And that's including the Open Championship and the World Championship in Vegas. 7 races, which means if you don't live next to a major city, as in like New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Chicago, one of these major cities inside the United States, chances are you're not gonna have access to a HYROX event. And that kind of sucks.
We are screwed.
Hey, I don't want to hear that defeatist attitude. I want to hear you upbeat.
We are screwed.
There you go.
So as for category number 2, I'd have to say it goes to Spartan DEKA because they have so many events and it doesn't take a giant arena to hold a Spartan DEKA event. At least not the DEKA Mile and the DEKA Strong. Those 2 events, the ones that I did, were held at a little local gym in Flemington, New Jersey. The DEKA Fit, on the other hand, I'm guessing that's more like a HYROX size event I will see at the World Championship race. But of course, that's the World Championship, so that's gonna be even on a grander scale than a regular DEKA Fit event. Okay, the last category, category number 3, and the one the penny pinchers care about the most.
Woohoo! Got it!
What do you get for your money? Now this is where we're gonna talk about the medal and the patch. Keeping with the trend, let's talk about Spartan DEKA first. Because DEKA events have 3 different categories, of course you're gonna get 3 different price points. The DEKA Strong, which is the cheapest race and the shortest race, starts at about $39. Of course, they always have early bird specials and whatnot, but the average price is about $39. If you want a little bit more of a race and you want to add those short little 0.1 mile runs in between, it's really not that much more. What I found is that it's only about $45 to go up to the DEKA Mile. Now the DEKA Fit event, that's where you really jump in price. You go from the $45 price range for a DEKA Mile event to a $169 price range for the DEKA Fit event. And I'm guessing this is because they're held at much bigger locations. It's much more like the Spartan events if you've done a regular Spartan race. It's much more like those events where you see all the vendors and the merch tent and all that good stuff. HYROX, on the other hand, because there's only one event, it's only got 1 price point, and that's about $145. So anybody looking to run a HYROX event, if you're looking to run singles, you're gonna pay about $145 for your registration. If you wanna run doubles, because HYROX offers doubles event, which means you run with a partner and you kind of swap back and forth doing the exercises, that's about $115 a person, but remember, you're each gonna be paying that $115. Now, what do you get for these prices? At a Spartan DEKA event, you're gonna get the traditional Spartan medal. Of course, there's gonna be one for the strong, the mile, and the fit. And of course, they're gonna come with little trifecta pieces. And they make up their own little trifecta, which is pretty cool. It's a genius marketing strategy on Spartan's part. On the other hand, at HYROX, after murdering yourself for 2+ hours, you're gonna get awarded with a patch. A nice little finisher's patch that you could stick on something that has a Velcro surface. I put mine on my race pack because it's one of those military looking packs that have Velcro strips on it. However, if you're anything like me, then you like that bling. And I was highly disappointed when they handed me a frickin' patch. At DEKA, along with the medal, you're also gonna receive your typical Spartan finisher shirt. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna say DEKA Strong, DEKA Mile, DEKA Fit. yada, 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 but you're gonna get a finisher shirt. At HYROX, you get the patch. That's it. No finisher shirt, nothing special, no little goodie, nothing. You get the damn patch. So if you're in it for the bling, HYROX probably isn't for you. If you're in it to push yourself as hard as you can in a functional fitness style race, then HYROX is for you. All right, so that's it. I hope it answered some of your questions. I hope you know what a DEKA and a HYROX is, and I hope you know which race best suits you. I hope to see some of you at the Spartan DEKA World Championship. If you see me in this BTN Beyond the Norm shirt, come up and say hello. Leave a comment below and tell me which race you think is best, and I'll see you all in the next video. Remember, stay safe, train hard, and most of all, believe in yourself. You're stronger than you think.